Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. I have a little giddy today. I've got new lighting equipment, a little bit of a new background's coming, so I'm really pumped up. I've worked thousands of cases. You see all these people on YouTube, they crack me up. They got goofy faces. We can do this, we can do that. Well, I want to tell you, I was the IRS. So whether you liked it or not, I was an agent. I used to accept offers, deny offers. I am one of the leading authorities in the United States on tax resolution. I've been on all the major TV stations that you can imagine. Go to my website at 777irs.com. It's just a fact. I want to tell you about what the best strategy is for tax resolution. First of all, don't really care what other people think, because very few people in the industry are, maybe there's about 3% of people who are really good. Other people are just hanging around really for a paycheck through salespeople. There's some attorneys that are sharp that I know, and CPAs. Most of the people who are really sharp are former IRS agents. And you're going to say, well, you're a former IRS agent. That's convenient. Well, it's the truth. When you worked a job for 10 years, you better know what the hell you're doing, or you're really in trouble. The best tax resolution strategy there is across the board is you got to know what determines what IRS is going to do in your case when it comes out to the field to be worked. You have to know what that strategy is IRS is employing. And that's why we're so good. We know what the strategy is. We know exactly what they're going to do. What IRS does on every single case are these things. They're going to make sure all your tax returns are filed. File your returns. If you're self-employed, make sure your estimate payments are made. This makes sure you know that IRS knows that you need to be current with everything. That takes you out the starting block. Then you must know you're going to have to give a financial statement to IRS. 433A. If it's at a revenue officer, 433F at the service center, maybe a 433B business financial statement. But there will be a financial statement you have to give one of the departments or divisions of IRS to work your case. You have to know that that's what they're going to ask for. And then within that, how is IRS going to read? How's IRS going to read that financial statement in lieu of your case? It's that simple. I'm going to tell you what that is right now. I don't care whether you do the work yourself, whether you use us as a guide to somebody else. IRS is going to look at that financial statement. They're going to look at the documentation that comes with that financial statement. And they're going to say there's one of three verticals how we're going to close your case. Where they're going to either put you in currently non-collectible. There's good and bad about that. It usually suspends your case for 2 years. Penalties and interest run. They can kick it out if they want. Not ultimately the best, but it could be a good thing for you now. A payment agreement, which actually you could beat up the statute of limitations with a payment agreement. There's some little hidden tricks there. Or you can file an offer and settle your tax debt, which 13,000 people did last year. So the whole goal is to have someone who knows what the hell they're doing look at your financial statement and say, maybe there's a better time to give IRS this financial statement, because maybe I'm not going to be doing as well. If you're on the uprise and you're doing well, it's a bad time to give IRS that statement, because now you're starting to make a lot of money and you're driving your case through the roof. So a professional analyzes your income information, your expense information, your asset information, and pulls a time and trigger when it's best to go ahead and settle your case with IRS, completely dependent on how IRS is going to view your financial statement. It's that simple. I know how IRS is going to do that. Anybody in the business who's really good is going to know that. So remember, your current financial statement dictates that. IRS doesn't settle on fuzzy wishes. They don't settle because you've had a history. Everyone wants to give me a history of how they got here. IRS doesn't care how you got here. They're dealing with the ashes of what's here now. Please understand, giving someone a backstory, it's not helpful because it's academic. IRS just wants to close their case. So anyway, if you want us to do the work, chances are you're going to get probably one of the very best results you can ever get. Anyway, I say that truthfully. Give me a call if you need me. My number's up there somewhere. And give me a subscription if you would. At least you know the truth today. Thank you so much for listening.